Hello, hello, hello. Thursday evening, 8:30 p.m. What does that mean? You know what that means. It's another episode of Between Two Beards. Pluggo, my friend, Turnbuckle Talk. Hello, my friends. How are you?
Yes, yes.
There's
Let me.
there's some good stuff to talk about. I put out on the Twitter earlier. I said, ask us some questions. Tell us what you want us to talk about tonight. Anybody that's in the chat.
I'm
We got
all
some stuff we're going to
listening.
hit on, but this week we can kind of make it a potpourri. We can ask the people, kind of see what they want us to talk about, and kind of go that route as well. But first and foremost, Pluggo, how the hell are you, my friend?
I am doing well. How are you? That was my shout out to Zach, Mark, and friends. My little dance there. We're
Oh,
doing well. What a week.
what a week is right,
The
dude.
two greatest beers the internet has had is factual right there. Swags, my dude. Colpito. What's good, brother?
Colpito, is that what we call
Colpito.
it?
He's got a
Colpito.
lot of nicknames. Swags, Colpito.
Well, I like
I call him
Colpito, so that's what's happening. I like
Colpito.
Colpito.
He
That's what we're
looks like
sticking with.
he looks like Hornswoggle. So I called him Swags for a long time. And he kept getting mad. So I was like, well, you're
Unbelievable.
Colpito now.
You're such a good friend. You're
I
such a
know.
good
I love my friend. I love Brian.
friend. But
Brian knows
yes,
that I love him.
yeah, man. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. We have Full Gear coming up just a
Yeah.
few short days away on Saturday evening. Ed, we're gonna get there, buddy. We're gonna get there, buddy. We're gonna talk about that.
JPJ shoots hard on Christmas, brother.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but
Whoa!
I'm just that was a joke.
He
That was a
ain't
joke.
kidding. Don't lie.
That was a joke.
I got 4 Christmas.
But we're gonna get there. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We got AEW Full Gear. I do want to talk a little WWE tonight because I feel like
Bubba.
Raw has been good for a few weeks in a row now, so I do want to touch base on that a bit. And then there's some other things that went down. I do think the Xavier Woods up, down, down news that was shared by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful yesterday is something we could also discuss, as well as the Tony Khan call today and some stuff that went down between a friend of the podcast, Ella J, and Mr.
Before we
Khan.
get started, I wanted to say this. Thank you to all of our fans and our supporters and everybody in our community for being positive, uplifting people in this community, because that needs more after the week that the internet wrestling community has had. It's awesome.
The week. It's been
a few days.
Yeah,
forever,
the internet wrestling community is.
I'm not going to highlight a lot of it. I just wanted to say thank you to all of our fans and being so cool and always keeping it very chill in the chat, never having any problems, and I love that about you guys. So thank you.
Absolutely. Positivity.
Now let's get crazy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Spencer's
what do you want to start with, my dude?
Oh.
Oh God, those words sound like they do. They do sound like some gimmick infringement. They certainly do.
Well, whose gimmick am I infringing upon?
If you don't know, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. All right, let's get it out of the way.
Look, friends.
How the hell and why do you have 4 goddamn Christmas trees in your
Look, bro.
In your house? You just got yourself soaked for that.
I did. I do it for you.
You got
guys.
yourself soaked for that.
I do it for the squad. Yeah. We're a Christmas family. We love the holiday. We enjoy it. My wife loves Christmas trees. We have a house that she can decorate to her leisure, and I allow her to do. She wants to do it. She does her thing. I don't. Why do I have action figures just sitting around? She has her thing. She loves her thing. She does what she does. It's HCW Sports. It's Mrs. Pluggo does what Mrs. Pluggo wants, and Pluggo just sits there and goes, "Yes, honey."
Smart man. Smart man.
Happy wife, happy life for all those out there. I will say,
I shot hard on the misses. I shot hard on the misses in this pre-meeting that we had today. I shot hard on the missus to the point where I had Pluggo apologize to her via text afterwards because I was like, I hope she thought she knew that I and like Ed said, so this is my problem. I don't dislike Christmas. I like Christmas. I'm a normal human. I enjoy Christmas. I enjoy the holidays. However, over the last handful of years, maybe slightly longer, I feel like Once November comes, we go straight to Christmas. And we need to start putting some god dang respect on Thanksgiving's name. Because Thanksgiving, not how it happened, shitty people doing shitty things to other people, to nice people. Thanksgiving is not the greatest of how things went down, but in general, Thanksgiving is the best holiday. It's the best holiday. And I feel like in America, this is America, by the way, because I do know Canadian Thanksgiving happened last month. It was different. So this is in America. We have our Thanksgiving in November. The last Thursday of November is routinely Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving doesn't get talked about at all because once Halloween's over, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
What the hell, bro? What the hell? Thanksgiving, the best holiday. Family,
let's
food,
keep it real.
football.
Let's keep
best
it
holiday.
real.
Nothing else you need. Nothing
I
else you
don't
need.
I do not disagree that Thanksgiving's an awesome holiday, but really, who's decorating for Thanksgiving?
It's not about. That's what makes Thanksgiving great. It's simple. It's a simple holiday. There's no build up. You just unless you're cooking the meal. Thanksgiving's very simple. You're just like, all right, I got my bottle of wine or 6-pack of beer. I got my side tray if I need to bring a side dish, and I'm just going somewhere, having a meal with my family, and just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
There's no hullabaloo. It's nice and easy. Oh, gets damn disrespected.
But I'm just saying, the White Lotus, the Christmas spirit, man. I love the Christmas movies. I'm excited.
I love Christmas movies. But Christmas movies are cool
when
you start watching them the day after Thanksgiving. I'll even allow Thanksgiving evening. I'll even allow after dinner, Thanksgiving night, put on Home Alone. Enjoy yourself.
I should have never got up yesterday while we were hanging out. Got a drink.
Unbelievable.
Here's the thing, that we got trees.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It's a fair point. I just don't like again, this is not singling out anybody.
Would you prefer the Christmas tree if
the day after Thanksgiving
turkey legs on it?
No.
Okay.
No. I would prefer the Christmas tree up. It should be a family. You have Thanksgiving dinner. Everyone has that next day off. You go get a Christmas tree. You decorate it over Thanksgiving weekend, and you're ready to go. You got a whole month and change. You watch your movies. You have your Yuletide glee, and you enjoy Christmas. Hello, Josh. I'm talking about how much I hate Christmas.
Speaking of Josh, you think JPJ's unhinged? We have Josh unhinged episode 2 tonight coming up later. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But look.
Oh, it is.
I've got no beef with the trees up. I like them. It's nice. It makes the house more homey. If it was just me living here, and my wife can attest to this, there would just be like a stack of pizza boxes where that tree's at.
And Josh saying Thanksgiving is only American. You bums. I understand.
We're bums.
I understand.
Thanksgiving is Canadian as well.
I think it's a very North American type thing. Yeah.
Speaking of which, guys, gals, and our non-binary friends, as Josh Robinson loves to say, we have not decided, but we will not be airing live, at least live on Thanksgiving, because it is on a Thursday, and that Thanksgiving's trying to counter-program the juggernaut that is the flagship Between Two Beards.
Mm-hmm.
We may come up with a special.
Yeah, we may do like a little pre-recorded special or something like that, but there will not be a live show.
It will not be live
on
because
Thanksgiving
we are going to do the American thing and stuff our faces, and I'm going to eat I'll probably eat a whole turkey.
Yeah, it's going to be real.
Well, this wrestling program is off to a hot start.
I just you got 4 Christmas trees, Pluggo. You got 4 Christmas trees.
That's what we do here Between Two Beards. We tell you we're wrestling based, and we rope you in, and we talk about everything but.
And that is true. This year, the American Thanksgiving does fall on one Josh Robinson's birthday. So
counter-programming Josh Robinson's birthday.
Yes. That is true. I feel like Thanksgiving is the number 2 thing we all should be celebrating that day. And number 1 should be the birthday of one
Oh,
Josh Robinson.
Between Two Beards stands for Josh. Stands. We stand for Josh Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Should we just roll the unhinged now and reset the whole program?
No, you got to build towards it. We have a good draft later. We'll do it towards the draft. Cody. That is one of the good things.
Breaking news: Mrs. Pluggo wants to buy a 5th tree. Thanks, JPJ.
A 5th?
You've convinced her we need more.
Oh my goodness!
We're gonna have a Christmas tree farm at the old Pluggo
franchise hopping in. 4 trees too many. I apologize to nobody. I'm okay with the one.
Hey, I'm okay with.
You have kids though. I'd be okay even with 2. Like if the kids had their own tree and then there was a bigger tree. Cool, man. Cool.
Well, we have one. The main trees for the wife, and then we've got 4 kids. So we do need a 5th one because you can't just give. 5 trees. 5
angry.
5
legit
trees.
Legit heat coming through. See, it's a very touchy topic. This is why I wanted to get it off the jump. Because look at this discussion right now in the chat. People are going after each other. It's incredible. Good Lord. All right. Should we talk some wrestling? I don't know. What do you want to do? Like a bowling show? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about wrestling?
I mean, we can talk about the PBA bowling tour.
Bro, I'm ready.
Let's go, man.
I'm ready.
I want to talk about this 5th tree.
Wordsmith might even just jump in here and be like, excuse me?
I feel like the wordsmith is just going to fly down to my house and slap me across the face and fly back up to Canada.
Oh, and here it is. Take your shirt off.
It's because it's because I let her have 4 trees.
Yeah, that is true. That might be true.
Yeah.
That might be true.
Hey.
Oh, Cody doesn't own any Christmas decorations, so there's that. And then, Jason Belmonte, he's a two-handed bowler. He's a two-handed bowler. I don't know how we will. Your ass won you a competition on this show, damn it.
This is true.
Josh shaking his booty won him a competition,
Speaking of which, I saw James Storm gimmick and fringe on Josh Robinson.
Probably.
On TikTok. He's like, I haven't been famous yet.
And what is original these days?
And he showed his butt trying to get views. And I was like, that's how Josh Robinson wins face-offs. So James Storm, Cowboy James Storm, ripping off Josh Robinson.
Yep.
Breaking news here on Between Two Beards.
Yep. All right. So I have a full AEW Full Gear preview coming out on Saturday with the franchise for the Weekend Elite Report. So I'm going to save the major in-depth discussions for that show. However, Full Gear is this Saturday, obviously shaping up to be a really good pay-per-view, which most AEW shows are. Before we jump into that, though, I do want to address something, because earlier today, Tony Khan had his conference call for Full Gear, and friend of the show and a damn good person in the wrestling business, Ella J, asked a question, and Tony Khan interrupted her and went on the defense and kind of defended himself when it came to the women's division. First and foremost, I just want to say that okay, sorry.
Don't get JPJ going. Him and Owen.
Here's my thing. And I knew Josh was going to have this type of reaction where my thing is being a fan of AEW. Okay, I will admit that AEW has done a decent. I'm not going to say good because they still got a ways to go, but they've done a decent job at making their women's division better. Okay. So if Tony Khan wants to answer a question that way and kind of put it that way, fine. He's a promoter. That's what he does. However, you don't fucking interrupt her. You do not interrupt her. That is not something you do. And it's just one of those things to me where Ella J has done a lot of work for a long time, and she's been very good at what she does and has been for a long time. And she's done a lot for women's wrestling. She was involved in the NWA show. She was involved in the PWI 150, and just that she's been involved a lot in the getting women's wrestling more publicized in a better spot, right? And she earned the right to ask that question. You let her ask the question. You let her ask the question. You do not interrupt her. You got to be better than that.
Not only interrupt her, he made it about him.
Yeah, like you just the way that whole thing was handled, from the interruption to the kind of I'm going to put myself over here and saying like the women that were paid the most on the NWA show were from me. Like, so I deserve more credit and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, and I know Josh put out a tweet earlier too, where it was like, okay, well, if that was the case, like, why didn't you promote it then? You didn't promote it that way. You didn't promote the show. You didn't say your performers were going to be on the show. So if somebody asks you a question about it to where you need to go on the defense and you need to say, well, the people that were blah, blah, blah. Well, you didn't act like it was important to you when you did it. So why is that important news now? You know what I mean? And the whole thing from the interruption just to start, it rubbed me the wrong way, as it did a lot of people. And I don't think Ella J deserves that. She's a wonderful person and she's really good at what she does. And she just deserved a little bit better than that. And I don't want to make it a bigger thing than it has to be, but if somebody else would have asked that question, maybe a male or just somebody else would have asked that question, would have Tony Khan have done the same thing? And
and it's so hard to get that spot. They don't just give everybody that shows up to these calls an opportunity, and you gave Ella, she got her shot, and he just was like, nope. It was like he controlled the narrative, which again, we are pro AEW, you and I. We don't
of course. Really I'm a big time pro AEW guy. I don't hide it.
Yeah, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth, especially because we are huge fans of Ella J and her work.
Yeah, and go support her. Go show her support. Follow her on social media. She's really good at what she does, and she's been doing really good stuff for a long time now. Just the way that was handled all the way around, she just deserved better than that. And
so we know Tony Khan is listening. Make it right, TK. Make it right.
Yeah, he should. He should. He should. That should be a public apology. Yeah, he should make it right, because that's just, nobody deserves that at all, and it should have just been handled better. So I wanted to get that out of the way first, because I don't think that was cool, and we are big Ella J supporters here, and she does great work, and everyone should be following her and putting her over, because she's great at what she does, and that pissed me off. So
well said.
Probably not. I think it goes both ways. I don't think he probably would have if it was that, but probably not. No, I think
part of it too is Ella's a good person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
I think who asked the question matters,
who got a chance to get into that scrum, right? It's it's like the little guy analogy, right? Like they made it and got an opportunity and he just shit all over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big deal for her. That'd be a huge deal for guys like us.
Oh my God. If I got to ask, of course I'd be like, oh, this is my moment. And then if he just shits all over it,
I don't know.
I
don't know if it has to do with her being a woman at all. I think it's just, he just totally dismissed somebody that we, a colleague of ours, if you want to call her a friend of the show, whatever you want to say. And she's a good person, and it was just handled terribly. And, until, I know Josh has been on the show and said, until Tony has a lengthy track record of treating the women's division and women's wrestling better, then I don't think he needs to brag about the NWA show. It wasn't like he broke the bank for them.
I agree.
He did provide talent, yes, but did he, you know what I mean? Is he doing it all women's pay-per-view?
I tend to lean more to what Josh is saying there. I do think.
I'm just saying, if we wanted to look at it from just a wrestling perspective, but it is a gender thing. But if we're up to Cody's point, I'm just saying, like, I think it has to do a lot with that too.
Yeah. Yeah, just unfortunate. And like, I've come on the show and I've done things where I've said things like, I don't understand why people give him so much crap, and like been pro Tony Khan, and I am pro Tony Khan, but the way that he handled that today, that was not good. It almost felt like it was like just aggressive when it didn't have to be aggressive. Like, just let her finish the question and answer the question. You could have answered the question the same way without just doing that and being like, well, I'm just going to cut you off. Like, let her finish. That's her moment for a second. Let her finish the question. Like you said, she's earned the right to be on the call and be chosen. Yeah. So
he's not doing that to Sports Illustrated or
no, and that I think that's kind of and like he's probably not. If that's Sean Ross Sapp, he's letting Sean Ross Sapp finish the damn question. Like, and that's just
Yeah, and it's so press E in the chat for Ella, as we are huge supporters of Ella J.
Oh yeah, of course,
killing it out there.
With that being said, we should talk a little bit about Full Gear. Full Gear is Saturday. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful.
Wonderful. It's shaping up like I'm going to be honest. I thought after Double or Nothing, or I'm sorry, All Out, excuse me. I'm way behind. They're not going to be able to, like, how are they going to sustain? That was huge, right? Like, All Out was All Out, and that card looks fun.
The card looks insane for
Don't ask me why we just did that in the chat.
What?
I hit a W instead of an E.
God, you
idiot. Sorry.
Way to go. Everyone writes E, and this is what happens when you press buttons. This is what happens when you press buttons.
They figured out, like, with the Moxley stuff that was going on, right? We're not going to dive super deep into this. If you want, like, super dense, check out the franchise and JPJ this weekend, because they're going to break down, like, everything. But just not having Mox, because I think this was going to be Mox or Daniel Bryan, I have a feeling, and then they insert Miro and they made it super matter. It's like, I'm so fucking freaking excited for that.
Oh yeah. And like that promo, that promo that they had, that Miro, the vignette that Miro had on Dynamite was just incredible. The last line, he says something like, I need you to say goodbye to your wife so I can say hello to mine. And I was like, okay, what? And it was just like Miro is like next level. And we've been saying this for a long time, since he basically ditched the video games and Kip. And he's been this guy. He's been... Tim, we love you too, buddy. Thanks for hopping in and saying hello.
Hope everything's good, Tim.
Yeah, man. We'll see you next week. You be in that chat that whole time next week. You help us out, get through. Give us all your questions and comments.
Talk.
Yeah, your trash talk that we normally get from you. Thanks for being here.
Much love.
He's just on a different planet right now, which makes me think. And we'll talk about this match. We can hit the matches that matter to us.
Just the offshoot, the Miro thing. Like, when he debuted in AEW, he immediately was more interesting to me than he was as, like, the tail end of Rusev. I think.
Oh yeah.
Early Rusev was fantastic, but that was video game, like, kind of, nerdy Miro. And then he, like, flipped that switch, and it's just, like I said, it's probably one of the best. If we had, how do I want to word this? If it was WWE, somebody leaving WWE coming into AEW, he's probably the best version of, like, where he was to where he is now. If that makes sense. That's like, I mean, like, he's killing it, and it's next level. And
Moxley though.
Moxley's good too, but I mean, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, like,
Ambrose was already like a top. He was a WWE champion.
And what I mean is his character was already kind of like nuts and quirky, and he kind of just turned it up a little bit. But like, Miro is like
a completely different,
different animal, just beast.
Yeah,
like. His trajectory has been higher.
Yeah.
Not to say Mox is great. Don't get me wrong. Love it. Just got the book. Shout out to my wife who has 4 Christmas trees. She bought me the Mox autobiography.
Oh, I have it too.
And it came today. We should start a book club.
Yeah, we should.
Hey.
I mean, I would do it. 100%.
Anyway.
I could read more. I should read more. So maybe that would get my ass in gear. But so I was under the impression that
between two books.
I was under the impression that I thought Moxley was going to win this tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously things changed. He needed to step away, take care of himself a little bit, and good for him for doing so. Do you think now Miro still wins? Like they still go with not Bryan, not Danielson winning? Or do you think now they say, all right, we're going to switch it up? Me personally, I always thought Moxley was going to win, but I thought, and I know Danielson kind of just got there. I get it. But if Bryan Danielson wins this tournament and then Hangman wins the world title, if Hangman would challenge Danielson, and if he beat Danielson clean as like one of his first title defense, like that's, like that's a big win. You know what I mean? And they could go that route where Miro eats Danielson a lot. The run that Danielson is on currently, like, dude, like he's doing ridiculous.
But the idea of winning this tournament is you get a shot at the title, and Danielson has never made it about the title. It's always been about Omega.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need the shot. That, I guess, depending on how the card falls, right? If they stick with Kenny, then Danielson wins. I would assume, right? If you have Danielson win and Kenny, But if you go Hangman, I don't know.
I don't want to jump the gun here, but
can this Daniel Bryan sustain a loss? I think so. Who? Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry, excuse me. My bad. Stickler for
I'm kidding. God.
No, I know you are. You better be.
No, my thing is
I'll hit you with one of my 4 Christmas trees. But no, can Danielson? I think Bryan Danielson can take an L here, and we're going to talk about another match in a little bit. CM Punk, Eddie Kingston. I think Punk can take a loss too. I think these guys are bigger than wins and losses, and but it would make Miro. You beat Daniel Bryan, and
who's that?
Bryan Danielson. Can't stop. But then again, do we put Miro in the title match with Hangman, and he's not beating Hangman?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what, I'm looking at it like again, and at this point, Miro just lost to Sammy Guevara, and he's more than fine. Yeah. So like Miro's that way too. I don't know. You can't go wrong either way, I guess, right? Yeah. You can't go wrong either way. Isn't
that wonderful? AEW, you just can't go wrong with anybody you choose. It's gonna make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm still leaning Miro. But I think Danielson winning and then having Hangman and Danielson would be fantastic.
There's a way you do this where maybe, I don't know, Kenny gets involved in some way and costs Bryan the win, and then Omega ends up losing later in the night because he was too focused on Daniel Bryan. But that doesn't make sense because the story they told with him and Paige, he's laser focused on Paige. So your guess is as good as mine. We'll just have to find out Saturday, I guess. But if I had to pick, I'll take Bryan Danielson.
So you're taking Danielson.
That hurt to say because I wanted to say Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but you're taking Danielson. All right. Anyone that just joined us, we are talking some AEW Full Gear. Be sure, if you're watching on YouTube, to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications for all of Love Wrestling. And there we go. We got our buddy Mike Fish. We got to get him on here again soon. Yeah, he says, "What's up, fellas? Miro wins to give Paige a nice first title defense." I think that's where I'm leaning. I think a good, nice title defense against Danielson, though, would go a long way, too. But I'm leaning Miro as well. All right. We need to talk about Eddie Kingston.
Yes. I love it.
Did you read the Players Tribune?
I read some. I need to finish it. I do need to finish it.
Ooh, if anybody in this chat right now hasn't read that Players Tribune article by Eddie Kingston, don't do it now. Continue to watch the show until it ends. Don't be jerks. However, after this show, go read that whole article. It is so good. It is so good.
I got some of the highlights. I need to definitely like dive into the whole thing. It's been a week. I've had a week, fam. That's all I'm gonna say. I've had a weird week, but what a good era for wrestling, right? Like
Fantastic.
these tough, badass people are just coming out and saying, I'm not as badass and tough as I portray. I need help from time to time. I love it. I think it's great. It's a good narrative. It's better than that Undertaker's back in my day when men were men.
Yeah. And franchise, you shouldn't have to. I read that at work. I was at my shoot job on my break, and I read it, and I was like getting a little teary-eyed, and I was like, oh God. I was like, nobody can see me. Like, I need to get it together. But it's very raw, it's very real, and it is emotional. And that's what Eddie Kingston is. I think that's why no matter whether he's playing a heel or a good guy, that's why people love him and they cheer for him. He's going to get cheered a lot during that CM Punk match. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point throughout it, the crowd wants Eddie to win. And Mike,
I think the crowd is always wanted. Eddie finds a way in all these matches to like get you on his everything he says. Like I found Eddie Kingston in the NWA. That's where I first discovered him, and like I fell in love. Like anytime that man speaks, I believe everything he says. Like I will legitimately be crushed if I find out one day that this is all just some big work. And he's just playing.
And the franchise just said it. Eddie Kingston isn't a gimmick. It's just Eddie.
Right,
It's just who he is. He's Eddie Kingston. And like I saw some, promos on social medias before, but AEW has really been the first time I've like watched this guy regularly. Right. I don't watch NWA. I've seen some of the online promos, like some of the real famous ones that have been on social medias and stuff. But this is really the first time that I've experienced Eddie Kingston. And he's just, it's so good. It's just so good. He's so real. What he says, like I was at that AEW show a couple weeks ago when he fought Danielson on Rampage, and the promo before that where he's talking to Danielson. He's like, dude, he goes, you say that I don't have heart or like I don't try hard. Like I take a Zoloft so I don't kill people.
Right.
Like I have to take a Zoloft every day so I don't go off the deep end and hurt somebody.
And then the messed up thing was Danielson's like, that's the Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, and then Danielson's like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the guy I want.
I think Eddie hits because we all relate to like,
that's real.
Struggle.
That's real, very real. He's like, no, I have to take a pill every day so I literally don't go to jail for the rest of my life. Yeah. Because I will lose my shit. Like that is as real as it gets. And I mean, I've only seen him in this AEW run, but he's been doing this for almost 20 years. And I'm assuming he's always had this kind of cult-like following, it seems like. So...
And I'm very pro. If you find a wrestler on AEW now, that's fine. As long as you found him.
Yeah.
So like I remember when, Eddie Kingston's you don't remember his, backyard days from blah blah blah. Who cares?
Yeah.
You found him now, you're a fan now. Love what you love. Go back and everything's online. Just get caught up.
And for me, it's like and I said this last week too, I think. Or one of the shows I was on, I think he should beat Punk. I don't think he's going to. He's not going to. But I think he should beat Punk. I think he's one of the perfect choices, actually, to hand CM Punk his first loss. Because Punk doesn't have to be undefeated.
No.
Punk doesn't need this.
CM Punk, but
I do too. One of my favorites of all time. He's your favorite of all time.
Yes, that's a fact.
But I think this is an opportunity. And again, I don't think they're going to do it. I think Punk's going to win. But I think that this would be a good opportunity where Kingston, to me, feels like somebody that like is one of the guys that would be good to beat Punk.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. And I would love it if he won. I would love it.
I would love it. You beat Punk. Punk kind of gets like, gets that L out of the way. And he kind of realizes like, okay, maybe I was, maybe I need to step it up. I got caught type deal. Because I think, like you said, I think the crowd is going to be 100% behind both of them.
I think they're going to be 100% behind both.
But I think they're going to lean Kingston because I think Kingston has that article came out. He's hot right now. His promos are on fire. He's got that, like I said, he relates more with us than I would even think a CM Punk would at this point. Right?
This is a good idea, too. He says, I think with the story they portrayed on Rampage, long-term storytelling should have Punk cheat to win. So Punk kind of, do you think, I'll ask Mike straight up, do you think he 100% like turns heel in cheating to win, or he just does something like, kind of witty cheaty to win? I'll wait for the answer. Kingston wins because it cements he's the baddest in the best. Yeah, I mean, he JPJ dropping that knowledge, all thanks to the smart. Yes, get to my electrolyte water. Keep me alive.
I got the pomegranate dragon fruit.
Pomegranate dragon fruit.
Dude, I'm bougie when it comes to sparkling
look at this
water.
Calvin Klein motherfucker over here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Pomegranate. What was it?
Pomegranate dragon fruit.
Oh shit.
Sparkling water. Nectar.
It's like, hey, what fruits can we get on this with the most syllables?
It's not the best sparkling water I've ever had, but
because it's pomegranate dragon fruit. Why would you think that would be the best sparkling you would ever have when they're simply like orange?
But that's basic.
Okay, it's not. What's wrong with basic?
Nothing. But I was changing it up, stepping it up tonight. I was like,
you should try cucumber mint.
I love cucumber mint sparkling water.
It's nice. It's a nice.
Aha's is the best.
Whose?
Aha's is pretty good.
Okay, I never heard of it.
It's good.
All right, it's fair. Oh, Pluggo looks like a healthy Steve Jobs tonight. Wow, that's sad. Steve Jobs is okay. Healthy Steve Jobs. All right. What other matches on Full Gear do you want to talk about? I'm assuming we're going to talk about Hangman and Kenny for a little bit. But are there any matches besides that and the two that we've already discussed? Oh, should we talk Darby and MJF?
I mean,
the two pillars.
The two pillars.
Two of the four pillars.
Two of the four. What are the other four? Oh yeah, they're doing that. One of them's doing that.
Well, they're both in multi-man matches. Jungle Boy is in a 6-man tag.
Can I just say I kind of want Jungle Boy to beat the shit out of Christian Cage?
Well, I think that's happening eventually.
Like,
well, actually, I think Christian would be the one that would turn heel.
Yeah, either way, I just want to see that.
But I think that's happening. I think that'll happen down the line.
No, thank you, Turnbuckle Talk, for all that you do. Tuesday nights at 6:05.
It's a great show. I've been on there numerous times. Great show.
Yeah. They haven't invited me on yet.
Well, maybe soon, brother. Maybe when you get that appeal. I don't know what the fuck that meant. But so that I don't know what that meant.
Maybe when I keep that pinky out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, MJF Darby, I think it's going to be awesome. It's a perfect contrasting in styles, contrasting in promos. I love how MJF is like, hey, buddy, we're like the pillars, and we're, two workhorses of the company, yada, yada, yada. But it's going to be a good match. It's always going to be a good match. I want MJF Sting. That's what I want. Let's give me that.
Bro, Jungle Boy is stepping up as a big 100%. Jungle Boy is a future.
He's a jungle man. He grew a beard. He should have been our bearded wrestler.
He's grown a little bit of some scruff. And we kind of talked about it last night. We were just kind of watching it together as a small group, kind of off air. And at some point, Jungle Boy is not going to be 24 years old. He's going to be 30, 31, 32 years old. And at some point, I would assume he's not going to be Jungle Boy anymore. He'll be whatever, Jack Perry, or he'll be whatever name. He'll be wearing a suit and he'll be a bad guy. And
I got flamed for that take.
It's a bad take right now. It's a bad take right now.
For that
but no, but he's not going to be able to be Jungle Boy when he's 36 years old and he has a gray beard like me. Like that's not how that's going to work.
Jungle Man.
At some point, he's going to move on from this. And that's true. The Backstreet Boys aren't still the Backstreet Boys. This is what happened yesterday. But they lost a member. I think he died of old age. They lost a member.
Who?
There's only 3 of them now. The oldest guy left.
Who?
Kevin, I think his name
was. No, they're all still together, bro.
They're not, I promise you. There's only 3 of them now. It's only Nick, Brian, and AJ. And Howie. No, there's only 4 instead of 5. There's 4 instead of 5.
Group. That's my wife's.
Is she still on here? Or is she decorating one of your 4 trees?
She would know. We're talking Backstreet Boys.
I think there's only 4 of them. I cannot believe we are having Backstreet Boy talk right now. But I there's 4 of them. One of them left, I promise. One of them left. God, talking about the damn Backstreet Boys. I think Kevin left, and it's just AJ, Nick, Brian, and Howie. Okay. So I'm glad you brought up the Backstreet Boys, and I'm the one that has the knowledge when it comes to the Backstreet Boys.
Turnbuckle Talk brought up the Backstreet Boys. I just read the comment.
Yeah. What do you mean I'm bringing the sad? Why am I bringing sadness? It's not true. What?
You get one person in there, and these people flame me every week.
Franchise, I know everything about everything.
It's true.
It's weird. Because I'm
Perfect
not.
segue to say.
You ask me what I can't tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday. Literally. I cannot tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I can name you every member of some boy band I didn't even listen to in the 90s.
Are you team NSYNC or are you team Backstreet Boys?
I was team NSYNC, but that was strictly because my younger sister was BSB. So I liked, and I didn't like any of them. I was the one rooting for Korn and Limp Bizkit during TRL. And I remember when Freak on a Leash hit number 1 on TRL, I was screaming in my sister's face, like screaming in her face, like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And it was number 1 for like 2 days. And then the Backstreet Boys were number 1 for like 470 days in a row or some shit like that. Oh,
Tom Green's Bum Bum song.
Yeah, Tom Green, the Bum Bum song.
One day.
That was number 1. Man, remember those TRL days, dude? It was like warfare. It was like warfare. You'd be at school the next day. Oh, what was number 1? Nothing. Get out of here.
All them fans down at the
Faith by Limp Bizkit. That was on there. That was number 1, I think.
Family Values.
Family Values. Nookie by Limp Bizkit was number 1 for a bit. We had some Ball with Tabal by Kid Rock. I was Korn all day. Korn was my first favorite. Korn was my first favorite, like, harder rock band. Oh, Freddie Got Fingered, underratedly funny movie, hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Backstreet Boys.
Full Gear.
Tom
was
Green.
That Saturday?
Yeah, Full Gear. So let's talk about it. It's the main event. We won't go into too much detail, but
you can see
8 times. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good number. The band that I've seen. Oh. And Mike, yes, when they did do that with Skrillex, it did.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't know that Korn later on?
I know Korn, but I didn't know the Skrillex thing. Though.
Yeah, they did like a collab with Skrillex. And so Skrillex, back in my emo sad days, there was a band called From First to Last.
Yeah.
And the first original singer from First to Last, Sonny Moore, is Skrillex. He got kicked out of the band for, I believe, drug reasons. But he got kicked out of the band after their second album. And then he took a break and kind of fixed himself a little bit. And then he just became Skrillex and became this like massive.
He's like, I don't need
superstar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very bizarre. But yeah, no, dude, I was huge into Korn. I still listen to the older stuff of Korn regularly. I would semi-regularly.
How often do you feel like a freak on a leash?
Oh, daily. Yeah.
All right, just checking.
I feel like I am a genetic freak. So
142% of the time.
Yeah. Dude, that's why we sent out a tweet about a half hour before the show, and we were like, "Hey guys, there is stuff to talk about, but relatively slow wrestling week. Yeah. Ask us questions. We'll talk about anything. I can talk about anything. Yeah. You want to talk about sports, movies, music, blah 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 blah. I'm very opinionated, and you might hate me after, but I'll talk about anything. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's what we do.
But before we hop off Full Gear,
we are the most non-wrestling show on a wrestling channel since, I don't know, ever. Maybe.
Yeah. But no, we should talk about Hangman and Omega just for a tad. That's the Die Hard is a Christmas movie, 100%. Yes. However, it's not one of the best Christmas movies. It's a really, really good movie, and it is a Christmas movie, but it's not near the top of the list, in my opinion. Yes, I could. 100%. I was talking with Franchise about some American football the other day, and he was like, man, you know your shit. And I was like, I really don't, but I do.
Which, if you look back, we did an NFL preview, and I don't think any of our pictures.
I don't agree with that. I think this is Hangman's time. And I think Hangman is. Yeah, I think I I think this is Hangman's time.
How long do you think till you think Tony Khan comes out and says, "I'm all elite, brother. I'm with the elite."
Oh, you think he's going to pull a Bischoff? And he's going to join?
That's the only way I see Kenny retain.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of rhetoric. I think Bully Ray said something this week on his show there where he was like, he said something along the lines like AEW is never going to be. It's true. It's true. I don't have Google on now. I just have us. But yeah, that's the one thing wearing the glasses. You can see basically everything I'm doing.
He knows everything.
What? I haven't changed the screen once.
Not according to our good friends at Turnbuckle Talk.
Well, hey, I love our good friends at Turnbuckle Talk, but this is all from up here. This is all from up here. I ain't no second rate. Anyway, no. But yeah, the plan was he was going to win it all out, but he had a kid and he asked for time off. So like the plan was for him to win it all out. This has been a 3-year build of this story. Like I feel like
I think Hangman wins too. I don't disagree. Because like you said, I think he was supposed to win it all out. And if I'm being honest and I'm being like objective, like the elite thing is kind of repetitive. They need something new. So Kenny losing, that's something new. Maybe Adam Cole gets in like, whoa, bro.
Then
like,
this is what I was gonna say. And no need to apologize. Opinions that's your opinion, bro.
As long as you keep it in good taste, your opinion is
you don't gotta apologize to me, my friend. If you think Omega's winning, cool.
JPJ
I just think
I fight all the time.
I just think, But I agree with you though. I think Hangman wins, and then you start to see Adam Cole be like, well, why is this guy the leader? Why is he the leader? He's the one that lost all these titles. Like he's the one that's doing this. Like I'm the new, like I should be the leader. And you start to see that Adam Cole, Kenny Omega friction, an elite friction, and things like that. It can lead to a lot of really good things. And Hangman is going to have a plethora of people. Like HCW also mentioned that Hangman and Mox is what they were setting up. Yes, that is true. But like Hangman can still have the title and have a good run. And then when Mox is ready to come back, like, is anyone going to complain if Mox comes back and they automatically put him towards the top of the? No, because when he left, he was at the top of he was right there, you know? I wouldn't be shocked if Omega takes some time off, maybe to rest the bones a little bit. He's been carrying the men's division, and he's been carrying with all the multiple titles. He's been doing a lot of work this past year and a half, like, you know. Or how great would it be, like, you know, it was a name that they mentioned a lot of on Dynamite this past week, last night, Kazuchika Okada. They mentioned his name multiple times. They talked about Chaos. Rocky Romero was there. He inducted Best Friends into Chaos. Maybe somewhere down the line, we see Omega or Danielson or Hangman in the ring, like, oh, who's next? And we hear that coin kind of drop for the Song of Okada, and we see Okada.
Which would be awesome. Because
which would be unreal.
Omega doesn't have to have the belt. He doesn't have to.
For Okada, if they were going to do Okada and Omega over here in AEW, he doesn't need that. The belt doesn't need to be on the line.
No,
absolutely not.
Be awesome to see.
Yeah, and during the contract signing at the end of the show, a rare contract signing that actually made me want to see the match more, because that's usually not what we see in our contract signings. But a rare contract signing where Hangman, he didn't mention him by name, but he referenced Ibushi, where he said, oh yeah, he goes, you know, you used to say I was the tag team partner that couldn't live up to my partner's whatever. And he goes, well, you used to have a tag team partner over in Japan that I think you might have felt the same way about a little bit. And everyone knew he was referring to Ibushi, and it was like, oh, they're starting to mention they've been doing it. Just saying. Yeah. I think maybe we might be seeing, we've already seen Minoru Suzuki, then a few others, but like, you know, maybe we start seeing Okada, and
maybe Bray Wyatt shows up.
Maybe he's a free agent. He's filming a movie, I think, but he's a free agent currently. Maybe.
You got Britt Baker and Ty Conti. That's going to be good.
That'll be good.
I think Britt gets it done.
It does feel like, and I'm happy for Ty Conti, because her improvement from NXT until now has been remarkable. And I'm glad she's getting this spot, and I'm happy for her. But it does seem like a little bit of filler. Like, hey, that you're just go have a good match. Britt's 100% winning because I think it's Britt and Thunder Rosa. Like that's the end game there.
The TNT, she's still in the TBS championship match.
Oh, and he goes, I found it interesting that the bottom third's graphic for the show after the pay-per-view only showed Paige. Well, yeah, I mean, look at and I think AEW has been an example of this working, is like sometimes the choice that everyone thinks is going to happen is just the right thing to do. You know what I mean? Like if most people are like, yeah, Hangman should win. Sometimes like it's okay if he just wins and everyone just enjoys that moment. It doesn't always have to be, you know what I mean? Like, and I know I mentioned Bully Ray for a second, but yeah, Bully Ray said earlier on this week on his radio show, he was like, AEW is not going to be as successful as it should be until Tony Khan learns the definition of heat. And I believe the quote was, he needs to have some people get embarrassed in their hometowns. And he needs people to be cheated out of titles, like real heat.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Paige doesn't need, I don't think anybody needs like a 2-year title run outside of like Roman Reigns, right? Mm-hmm. But like, you don't need that. So Paige winning it, get the feel good moment. Maybe he takes an L in his first offense, and maybe that becomes the story. They're just having him win. Yeah, and I agree to you and Bully Ray kind of mentioned it, the pop thing. You can only have so many pops. Sometimes you need to start like
my thing is
because if we keep knowing like, okay,
yeah, exactly.
This is Page's moment, this is Hangman's moment, this is X, Y, and Z, then you're gonna go, okay.
Mm-hmm. Like if you want to do that, if you want a person to be cheated out of the title, okay, you can do that. But like that should be in every so often. That shouldn't be the norm. Yeah. Like the norm of that shouldn't be, hey, you need to get heat. No. Like you can get heat when the story dictates you getting heat. You shouldn't just get heat just to get heat. Like everyone or the majority of people want Hangman to win on Saturday. So you know what? Hangman should win. Like it's,
do you think, and maybe I'm just spitballing here as I'm thinking about it, do you think Tony Khan is in a weird way trying to make up for the death match? Like where it was supposed to blow up and they got all that negative publicity and all that bad heat from the, perception because it didn't go out, and he's just like, well, let me give everybody what they want to get back on everybody's good side.
Well, no, but I feel like they've been giving us everything we wanted since. I feel like they've built up a lot of goodwill. They just have.
Yeah. So maybe he needs to start taking a little out of the bucket. But breaking news. This just in. I texted Mrs. Pluggo.
Yeah.
All 5 members of the Backstreet Boys are still doing their thing. All 5 are still.
Kevin's still in there.
Still in there. Still making music. They're still doing their thing. All 5. Wow. Hashtag facts.
Must need some money. But anyway, sorry. I want it that way, That's a great song. I'm not going to knock that one. That's a great song. No, that's a great song. That's a great song.
It is a good song.
My opinion when it comes to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC is they are both not great. Not my cup of tea. However, one group had Justin Timberlake and the other did not. So the one group with Justin Timberlake wins. Anyway, so, I mean, am I wrong? No.
I can't speak on this. I'm going to stay out of it.
Yeah. But
I'd like to not sleep on the couch tonight.
No, it's all right. With that note, I do believe, he was in the chat earlier. This is week 2 of our weekly Josh Robinson Unhinged. We will show that video momentarily, and then we are going to come back and we are going to do our draft. And then I think, because we've already been doing this for almost an hour now, man. We were on here before the show thinking like, oh man, what are we going to talk about? We've already been going for an hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the second installment of Josh Robinson Unhinged, who was the best at the draft. Last week, clearly me. I dominated that draft. Braun Strowman, I dominated that draft.
He says, are you stupid? Pluggo won.
But we are going to have, so tonight's draft, Alex, Ecto Guy, our lovely new producer, he came up with this idea and he said, hey, not really a full fast food draft, although we could do that, but not really. We have done that, have we?
Yeah, we have.
He was like, not really a full like fast food chain draft, but like individual fast food item draft. So like a draft of our favorite fast food items. And I was like, wow, you calling us fat? Is that what?
He is.
Yeah. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. He's lucky we're not going to fire him.
Yeah. I suggest you play the Josh Robinson Unhinged before I change my mind.
Yes. Now, okay. Get it done.
Yeah. How about that?
Certain I'm wearing the same shirt as last week's episode, but that's okay. I promise you I have washed it. What I want to talk about this week is we had the releases last week and they are what they are. I'm not going to rant about certain people being released or releases in general, but something I am going to say is that I can't stand when people get released and then people on the internet have to type in, well, I didn't like this person. So, like, whatever. It means nothing to me. Hey, do us all a favor. Shut it. Can it. Zip it. Lock away the key. Lock the key. I don't fucking know what you say. But just don't say that. Your personal opinion about somebody being released is not relevant. Just say, oh my god, that sucks. Or say nothing fucking at all. You don't need to say, oh, I don't really like this person, so I don't care. Alright, Jared4678, I don't care about you, so shut the fuck up. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Oh, Jared
45678, man.
You're listening? Sorry, bro.
You're on the shit list, bro.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It doesn't have to be. It's somebody losing their job. You can, if you want to talk about their character work, I guess. But yeah, it sucks. People losing work in this day and age sucks.
Oh, that was so good, though. So good.
Jared
45678.
That is Josh. Josh is a huge, contributor here for us. He's been on the show multiple times, face-off champion. He beat Spencer Love. And every week we've given him his own space to do what he wants and say what he wants. So stay tuned. We'll have more of those every week with Josh, and we'll make sure we keep posting those on the social so you guys don't miss out.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight's draft, and if you are in the chat, please send us your favorite individual fast food items. So your favorite fast food items from all.
And while you're doing that, justice for Xavier Woods.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that shit.
So we'll talk about
it. We'll finish with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the draft. All right, I will give you first pick, my friend. I'm feeling generous tonight, so I will give you first pick. Fast food items draft.
Pressure. Because there are so many delicious fast food items that I love.
I mean,
I enjoy fast food.
Oh yeah, of course. I think we've all eaten it. We probably all eat it a little bit more than we probably should. Poutine. I wish that was a fast food item down here. I wish those were too.
I'm gonna go with a cheesy gordita crunch from
you motherfucker.
That's what I'm gonna go with. Number one overall.
That's a great pick. I can't even talk shit about you because that's like one of my favorite. I can't believe you did
that. Dude, that thing is.
I cannot believe you did that.
What?
Those things are so fucking good.
I thought you would flame that, but all right.
No, I assumed you were going to take something else, and I was going to take that one. But since
you were going to take that one, so
I was. That was going to be my first round, 100%. That's okay. I would. Yes, Carl. That's number 2 when I go to Taco Bell for me. It's not deserving of my first round pick. Now that Pluggo took that from me, I'm going to go good old fashioned McDonald's double cheeseburger.
That was on my list at number 2.
$2. It used to be $1.
Yeah,
Fucking
what the-
capitalism bullshit. Now it's $2.
Yeah, but the minimum wage shouldn't go up. But the
No, of
burger
course
price
not.
is getting- Whoa.
No. No. I went to Wendy's last week. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a meal, just a medium meal. I didn't add anything, no other sandwich. I got a medium meal. That shit was $12.
Yeah, no.
$12.
Wendy's is out there ripping you off, bro.
What the hell?
Mhm.
When I was in high school, that shit was $6, and that's why I weigh 300 pounds. If it was $12 when I was in high school, I'd probably be like 220. Probably be like 220 right now, but it was $6 when I was in high school, so I weigh 3 bills. Bullshit. Anyway, all right. Second pick, Pluggo. You take something else that I like, I'll just leave. Fucking cheese. What
So
are the
are we
odds?
talking
Fucking
just
cheesy
item?
gordita crunch.
Dude.
The odds.
The best thing ever.
It is.
So good.
Damn
Oh man. Well, if I'm gonna stick in the McDonald's range, and I'm gonna go double quarter pounder with cheese. No ketchup.
No ketchup. Fuck
I
out of
hate
here.
ketchup.
Get out of here with that shit.
But
You
I
hate
love
ketchup?
that. I do. I don't like tomatoes. So I don't
Okay, well, tomatoes and ketchup aren't the same. I don't like tomatoes either.
to me, that's like
No.
since you took the double, I get that quarter. I love that double quarter pounder,
All
dude.
right,
It's good
it's fair.
because they don't have that. Sit back. They got to make that shit. So
It's fair.
It's always
Fair.
fresh.
We were just talking shit about Wendy's for prices.
Yeah, the price.
But with that being said, I'm taking the good old fashioned JBC, baby. Junior Bacon Cheeseburger from Wendy's. Second round pick.
I'm gonna go a little out there, and I gotta get something. I gotta get a side popping. Rallies,
shit.
Rallies fries, bro.
Who?
Rallies? You never heard of Rallies?
That's not over here. We
Oh,
don't get that in the East
shoot.
Coast, man. No, that's fine. You can still pick it. That's fine. There's gonna be regional things, I guess. I don't know.
We talked about that with the draft with the fast foods. The regional. If I wasn't gonna go rally fries, I'd go nacho fries from Taco Bell.
Fair.
That's more
Is
well
it
known.
Rowley's? Like the name Rowley?
Rallies, like rally, like what's ninth inning rally.
Oh,
dude,
gotcha.
their fries are phenomenal.
Gotcha. For the next one for me, I am going breakfast. And I think a lot of people, when you think of Starbucks, okay, you think of coffee. I think a lot of people don't think about the type of food that Starbucks has. Starbucks has good breakfast food. The breakfast sandwiches are good. I've had a lot of them for whatever reason. They're good. We have a particular sandwich at Starbucks that is a double smoked bacon breakfast sandwich. Comes on a croissant roll, egg, cheddar cheese, double smoked bacon.
Sounds like it's $19.
It's probably like 14. I don't know. They are up there in price. But it is a very, very good breakfast sandwich. I would say of the chains, it is the best breakfast sandwich. Double smoked bacon from Starbucks. Have one tomorrow, Pluggo. Go get one tomorrow
Ecto
and
guy
tell me how you
in the
feel.
glass. Checkers. Are you familiar with Checkers?
I know the Checkers, but there
Okay.
isn't one around me. I've never had
Yeah,
Checkers.
Checkers, Rallies, same thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Ecto guy, killing it. Producer extraordinaire. So I'm on pick 4.
4.
It's getting down to the nitty. McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Fair.
Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
People trash McDonald's like
No,
a
McDonald's is
lot.
the best.
But
McDonald's
yeah.
is the best.
They like. When you,
I'm not a big chicken nugget guy.
but
Never
I'm
had
just
that.
saying, what?
I'll eat 30 of them because I'm a fat fuck. But like I'm not a big
No.
Yeah.
But I just mean people. They serve 1 billion people. Somebody's got to be eating it.
I'm gonna go, old school right here. I'm taking a Frosty from Wendy's. I'm going a Frosty from
Is it old
Wendy's.
school if they still serve?
Yeah, I
them?
think so. I don't know. Yeah.
Alright.
Do people still get Frosties? Is that a fucking thing?
I mean,
I'm going to Frosty.
if you
from
would have
Wendy's.
added the
I love
Frosty to your
Frosties.
meal, it would have been $23 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Frosty
Wendy's
from Wendy's. Not the vanilla one either. The old-fashioned chocolate frosty from
I'll-
Wendy's. Delicious.
I'll fully bust myself out. Like I usually get like a meal, then I get like a different item to try.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. HCW Sports had a frosty today. Now
Yeah.
I'll ask you, HCW. I'll ask you too, Pluggo. I don't do it, but I know a fair share of people that dip their fries in the frosty. That's like a thing. That's a thing.
I've tried it, but I'm not that guy.
Oh, there you go. Every summer, it's only $1 for a small. I think they do that over here, down here too. Maybe not all summer because America, but America's like for $1 all summer. No, we'll do it for 2 hours on a random Thursday. Okay, thank you. We need to all be more rich. Okay, we need to be more rich. That 2 million needs to be at 2 billion.
But you remember when 7-Eleven was like fill up your own container day, and you could get a Slurpee in anything. Yep. And of course, us Americans were bringing our bathtubs.
I saw one dude brought a backpack.
Yeah. And then they finally were like, no, it's
no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Why? Because Americans are the worst. That's why. So good.
Well, honey, strap the bathtub down. We're gonna go get Slurpee. That thing will melt before you get home.
Who cares, man? Free. It's free.
We don't need it.
You know what the best price is? Free.
Free, brother.
Free. All right. 5th pick.
Oh, that's tough. There's so many choices because I eat so much fast food.
Probably shouldn't do that.
I know. I need to
We're getting older, man. We got to start taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I definitely should do that.
You got kids, man. I don't give a shit about your kids.
McChicken.
McChicken.
There's a lot of McDonald's. There's a lot of McDonald's.
I mean, they are the best. I tried to do at least a little bit of a variety.
I was gonna I don't know. There's just so like the Arby's has that sandwich that's like that chicken ranch.
I have never had a good experience at Arby's.
I actually pulled into an Arby's. So if you're listening to Arby's, you probably want. I pulled into an Arby's today. I was like, oh, they got new wings. Want to try those? They were like, we'll be with you in just a moment. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I sat there for 5 minutes.
Why the hell would you sit there for 5 minutes?
I give them a buffer. I understand.
5 minutes.
I give them a buffer. I was like, you know what? I got time to kill. I sat there, waited, thought maybe they were busy, looked the line. There was nobody in line. I was like, well, I'm leaving. And McDonald's got my business today. I had a McRib.
There you go. So Arby's, if you're watching, send us free shit.
Yeah.
God almighty. What the hell, bro? Get it together.
I've got fast food stories out the yin yang.
For my last pick, I'm taking something from Taco Bell because Taco Bell is my favorite fast food establishment. And you took my main go-to. So I'm going to take what Carl on Turnbuckle Talk said earlier. I'm taking the Crunch Wrap Supreme from Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell's good. I mean, I could go all day. We could talk about waffles.
Burger King to me is my least favorite. I would go I like McDonald's, I like Wendy's, Taco Bell. Those are really my 3 in rotation. Those are my 3.
Don't be sleeping. Don't be sleeping on.
Although the rodeo cheeseburger from Burger King, excellent.
Dude, that should have been
almost on my list.
Yes,
that was almost on my list. I thought about it. The rodeo cheeseburger is amazing. You get the onion rings, you get the barbecue sauce, delicious.
And it's still only like $1.
It's like $1. Yeah, it's like $1.25 or something like that. It's cheap. You can get there.
Speaking of cheap, WWE, pay Xavier Woods.
Yes, we will end on that because that draft went rather quick because we are indeed double Fs, as in fat fucks, and we do watch a lot. We do have a lot of fast food. So we were like 10. We're 5 rounds, bro. We can do a 25 round draft.
That was my nickname at my old shoot job was the FFer, and everybody would go, "What does that mean?"
That's messed up.
That's
messed up. Oh, a McDouble with barbecue. Okay.
I'm all send some of the. Sometimes I like to take the McChicken and put it into the double cheese. You know
what? What kind of heathen bullshit is that?
It's called a McGangbang. I call it.
We're not. This is a family show.
McNasty is what I call it.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Some guy's clapping.
It's a family show.
But no, so what I do is you take the McDouble.
Well, I'm not, and you put the
chicken patty in between the burger patties. I use the McChicken top because it's got the mayo and the lettuce, and I take the pickles and onions off of the other bucket. It's delicious. Don't you try it and you tell me how it went. You
I don't
try
know
it.
if I want to do that, Pluggo. I don't want to eat that.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
Yes, you do. You're missing out. You're telling me in your time in this world you've never heard of that.
I didn't know it was called what it was called. I'm not gonna repeat it. It's a family show. But I'm not gonna no. Anyway. Oh man. Jeez.
Uh-oh. Pluggo said something bad.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Behave.
So this Xavier Woods situation. This was on the list earlier, but we kind of went off on some tangents and we forgot about it.
Yeah, you like flamed Christmas.
Excuse me? I didn't flame Christmas. I just said don't forget about Thanksgiving, damn it. Put some respect on Thanksgiving's name. God.
We are pro Thanksgiving here.
We are, damn it. That's why we're not having a show that night. So anyway.
We should just have a show of just us eating on Thanksgiving.
Just me sleeping, because that's what's going to be at 8:30 at night on Thanksgiving. I'm going to be sleeping.
Watching the Patriots take an L.
I don't think they're playing on Thanksgiving. Taking an L, bro. They're like on one of the hottest teams in the league. I do think they're getting a tad overrated, though. Like their Super Bowl odds went from like ridiculous to like, and I'm like, they're playing well, yes, and like I feel good about them, but like, let's fucking relax. But they are going to be Cleveland this week, though. So F your Browns. Oh yeah, this is a matchup this week, me versus you. Our two teams are playing each other. We putting a wager on it?
Yeah, if the Browns win, you've got to eat a McGann on there.
No, that's not me losing anything. That's me gaining something.
Hey.
Wait.
Hey.
So maybe I actually be losing years from my life, maybe. So that will be kind of.
Yeah, this is long-term storytelling over here.
Yeah, me dying. Me dying.
Oh, I didn't get him this week, but in 10 years.
No, wait. Do we want to put a wager on it?
We can. Maybe we keep that to the social medias.
Okay.
So follow us on our
I can't wait.
socials.
Is it in Cleveland or is it at home? Or is it home for us? It's in Foxborough?
I think it's in Cleveland. I will.
Well, you guys just got rid of OBJ and he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
So.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. I actually think you're better without him. But your whole running back room has COVID. So. No Nick Chubb, potentially. No other.
Right, dude. We'll get Mike Allstott back. Or not Mike Allstott.
I love Nick Chubb.
What was his name?
No, Peyton Hillis, bro.
Peyton Hillis.
Mike Allstott, Tampa Bay.
They look the same.
They're not all the same. All white running backs are not the same. Anyway, Xavier Woods. So it came out, Sean Rassap of Fightful. Breaking news, as he does. He is the king of this shit. He came out with a report on his show with Jimmy Van Listen, your boy, and it basically said that up, down, down. A lot of people think that Xavier Woods is not really receiving everything that he should be receiving for all that work, and WWE is with with when it comes to up, down, down, they said it included like his job with G4 too. And like all these things that he does, like those are all WWE. It's all on the downside of his contract. Like it's not extra money for Xavier Woods that he's earning. It's all going towards the downside of his contract. So WWE is essentially keeping a majority of
all the money.
That money.
Oh, yeah.
And in the report, it also said that like a lot of the other people that would contribute to up, down, down, they are not doing so because they feel like Xavier Woods is getting mistreated when it comes to this stuff. Obviously, I know it wasn't earlier this year. I think it was at some point last year. WWE released that memo about the streaming services, which was obviously big time news and made a lot of the performers very unhappy. It was the reason why Zelina Vega left the first time before she came back. It was a big thing for Adam Cole and his contract things. He told him straight up, like, yeah, dude, I'm not getting rid of it. So we can figure something out. I'm very willing to work with you, but I'm not getting rid of that. And like the franchise says right here, he goes, people wonder why talents keeping control of their own Twitch channels, etc., was important to them. Yeah, because that's another way for them to make a living. And WWE has shown over the last 2 years with all these releases and stuff that like they don't give a damn. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And these wrestlers that do the streaming and make a legitimate following and make a legitimate money, that's something for them to keep. And that's something for them to hold on to if, God forbid, WWE is like, hey, it's your time. Get out of here. You know what I mean? So it's just, I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. Why they just can't do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And franchise says Adam Cole's case wasn't money, to be honest. He just enjoyed the community he had and felt he had made a difference to people's lives during the pandemic. So I don't know. I just feel like it's just unnecessary. Like WWE is a $1 billion company that makes millions and millions and millions of dollars. Why can't the performers just kind of have their what's the problem? Why is this a problem? Why do you need to take this from them?
It's greed. It's I get that Xavier Woods isn't Xavier Woods without the WWE backing. Sure, we can put that out there right now. Sure, I'll take that argument. Stone Cold isn't Stone Cold without the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yep.
they, but it should be like, you know, the popularity of the product isn't without the performers.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the performers in the ring, you know, if you don't have the football players on the field on Sunday, nobody's watching the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like for Xavier Woods, he helped build the brand. They got 2 million subscribers or something like that, getting all that money, all that revenue stream, and you're not giving him an extra dime. Like it just comes down to why. Like he built the brand, he built it up. It wasn't his. He can't do third party stuff because you won't let him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird thing to me that they would fight over. Like you said, it's not in WWE terms. It's not game changing money, right?
Correct.
It's not. It's a drop in the bucket. But
correct.
To a guy like Xavier Woods, you know, I don't know his personal life or anything, but it could make a huge difference. It could be the difference between when his contract's up, staying or leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remember that time I built you guys a brand that is super successful and everybody. I don't watch a lot of up, down, down. This is not my thing, but I don't hate, you know, to that community. I've heard nothing but great things of like they all love it, they all support it, and you're just like, oh, we're gonna keep all of this. You get your measly little check. That just says to me, like, why would I, if I was an independent contractor working for WWE, why would I try to branch out for that company knowing they're just going to take it and not give me anything more for it, you know?
Yep.
100%. It just leaves a weird taste in your mouth, especially, you know, after all the releases that they're doing, all the people that have left that, you know, are game-changing players in the wrestling world, and you're taking your arguably one of your top stars and saying, you're just, why fight it? Give him what he needs, give him his just due, and move on. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to see that money. You're not going to notice that money's not in the bottom line. That's not ruining investors. You know, that's not making market share go down by giving Xavier Woods money for something that he built from the ground up.
Yep.
Yeah, he had the WWE backing, sure. But I'm sure the WWE didn't think it was going to be as successful as it was, and was just like, yeah, Xavier, this would be fun little content for our network, and it became its own thing. It's its own brand at this point.
I agree.
So pay that man his monies.
Yes,
as they would say in Rounders.
And HCW Sports is right. Vince has always thought he is, you know, it's the same thing, and that is true. That doesn't help that they released the up, down, down champion either. Yes,
I heard that today too. They've released all it feels like most of the creators that Xavier brought in are gone. Like, again, I don't watch, so I don't know, but I know Adam Cole was on there at one point.
Adam Cole was on there, Tyler Breeze.
Which they would have kept Adam Cole if they tried, but again, he was like, no. And again, like if I contract time comes up and they don't take care of Xavier, and it becomes down to like, you guys took my baby and just made it your own and didn't give me any credit, well, see ya. I'll enjoy doing something somewhere else.
Yeah, man.
But then that domino effect, So I just don't know. Woods, I put that turnbuckle. I'm gonna look at it. I'm trying not to push buttons. Yeah, okay. So Woods is a WWE product. Would it make a difference if he used his real name or used not just screen name? I don't know the ins and outs of that. Yeah, he is a WWE product, so the Xavier Woods name carries more weight probably than his own. But I know some of the talents back when the third party thing was going on was they were using their real names, trying to get around the whole. Well, we're not putting,
Yep.
our WWE name on it, and they still tried to nix it. I just think it's silly. Like, yeah, up, down, down probably doesn't have 2 million subscribers if Xavier Woods is an Impact. Maybe it does. I don't know. But again, if you've got a talent that built your brand and helped you grow and expanded your market share, don't you think you'd want to take care of that, especially given how there's new options for people to go? And again, Xavier Woods is one of those talents that you sign it.
I agree.
So,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you just read stories like that or you hear things like that and you're like, you just don't have to do it. You just don't have to do it. Like you're still going to be okay as a company and making boatloads of money. You don't have to.
They're not going to notice.
It's just
you give Xavier Woods an extra $100,000. I'm just throwing numbers out there. I don't know all the analytics of it.
Yeah,
throw $100,000 his way extra a year for whatever he's doing. Or are you going to notice that as a $1 billion company? Probably not.
No.
I mean, you just released enough people to make it happen. I'm just saying, like, if you're making budget cuts for people that you're considering dead weight and not make, but this guy's actually making you money and he has like a proven, like on paper, like this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Why aren't you taking care of that? Why aren't you trying to keep that in the fold and grow it?
Yeah.
Now you've got a channel sitting there not doing anything because they're essentially boycotting over what? A little bit of money.
A little bit of money. Well, in WWE's eyes, yes, a little bit of money. You know what I mean? Like in their scheme of things, it is a little bit of money.
But to Xavier Woods, it's a lot of money.
Correct. Yes. And it's something that he just enjoys doing. He's very clearly very passionate about it. And you're kind of not, you're kind of taking that away from him, which is just not,
He's not out there blowing your budget. He's increasing your budget.
Correct. He's over. He's part of what many people consider, and arguably it's the greatest group to ever be there. And
it just comes down to these are independent contractors. Like again, and they should. If he wanted to do this on his own, he should be able to.
Yeah.
And if anything, it just grows your fan base. Like I don't understand that. Like from again what I've seen, it's a strictly like video game channel. It's very video game centric, and some of those people that maybe are only there for the video games are like, oh, I want to check these people out on Mondays and Fridays, and then you've gained a new viewer at what cost?
Yeah,
not much.
And I think that is part of it. HCW, he doesn't get to control all aspects of it. And Vince doesn't like that. And then Turnbuckle Talk says, I think it would be a huge difference if the WWE only took 10% of things for likeness use, and it could be a win-win. Yeah, I think so. Even if that percentage was a tad higher, I'm sure if they went to their and they were like, hey, we're taking 20%, 25%, so you get 75%, they would still be like, yeah, okay, like, but they take all of it, and it's just like.
Or they don't let you do, or they don't
let you do it, or they say, "Hey, well, you're not doing it," and it's like, "Great, well, thank you, thanks for that." Independent contractor.
How are you ever gonna? I guess I don't know the business. How are you ever gonna grow your business if you're telling all of these people like you can't do anything ever?
I don't know.
Don't do it. I don't know. Don't get out there. Don't get over. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what we're telling you to do, which. I mean, it works in some cases. In some cases, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those where I wouldn't even want to mess with it because it's not even like Xavier Woods is part of one of the bigger factions of all time in the New Day. Mm-hmm. And are you really wanting to upset him that Big E and Kofi and them are close, and yeah, they're at the end of the day, they're going to do what's best for them in terms of. But why would you even want to start that
Exactly.
tension where it's like, well, you're pissing Xavier off, you treated my guy bad. Here, I'm going to leave now too.
Yeah.
And then you're out. It just snowballs.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Oh boy. Well, on that note, cheerio.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on out of here. We want to thank everyone for hopping in the chat, for being interactive and giving us their comments and opinions in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Like Pluggo said at the beginning of the show, we appreciate the positivity in here. You guys always, even when we disagree, we are respectful and positive.
Yes.
And we also just appreciate you guys supporting us and being here every week. It means a lot to us. We got a pretty good group of followers here and a pretty good group of people that have supported us from day one, and we appreciate that. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank RK Athletics, our sponsor. Follow them on RK Athletics 1 on all social medias, so give them a check out. I want to thank Josh Robinson for another unhinged beast. Be on the lookout for what he has in store for us next week. HEW, thank you for that comment. We appreciate you. Love seeing you in here every week. Turnbuckle Talk Tuesdays, 6:05. On all Love Wrestling platforms. Great show. Great show. Great dudes. Give them a follow. Watch that show. I want to thank Alex behind the glass, second week in a row, helping us out, being our new producer. So we want to help him. He makes our lives a lot easier.
Keeps me from pushing buttons.
That's basically. I was trying to be nice about it, but yes, he avoids fine. Pluggo.
I can't help all the shiny stuff on the dashboard. I got to touch it.
So I want to thank Alex. I hope everyone enjoys Full Gear this weekend. If you're watching Full Gear and all the other great wrestling that'll be on this weekend, stay tuned here to Love Wrestling. This Saturday, the franchise and we will have our Full Gear full preview. Too many fulls there. Full Gear full preview. And that will be on Saturday. That will not be live. It'll be pre-recorded, but we will be in the chat with you guys, or at least I know I will definitely be in the chat with you guys chatting about it. But we will have that preview for on Saturday. Like I said, hope everybody that is ordering the pay-per-view has a great time watching Full Gear. I'm sure we'll be discussing it on here next week. It's lining up to be one hell of a show. Pluggo, anything else on your end, my friend? Say bye to the people.
Bye, people. No, just keep with us on on Twitter. Between Two Beards at B2 Beards. Sorry, on Twitter, and at Between Two Beards on Facebook for updates. It sounds like JPJ and I are going to come up with a little bet for our teams fighting this weekend. But hey, other than that, you catch me here next week. You never know when I'll pop up on Love Wrestling. I make sporadic appearances at this point. I think I broke Sunday Brunch last week.
Yeah, you broke the brunch. Weren't you on the video? You were on Blowing Off stream last week too.
I was.
Yeah, you're starting to pop into more stuff. I need to start getting back on track. Work has been ruining. The real shoot job has been ruining my soul these last few months. So yes.
Retail around this time of year sucks,
brutal.
We're trying.
Brutal.
We're trying, guys. Keep us honest in our
keep us honest. But you can at least you can at least find us here every Thursday. Thursday evenings Between Two Beards. We will be back next week to talk about all the sorts of wrestling news and just who knows, talk about whatever. I'm sure we'll talk about the Browns and Patriots when my Patriots whoop his team's ass this weekend. But anyway, thank you all again for hopping in the chat. We appreciate and love all of you guys. And until next week, he is Pluggo. I am JPJ. Peace out.